Hey everybody, Pierre Quinn here, and I teach leaders like you how to courageously begin the journey to personal and professional transformation. And in this video, I want to talk to you about the 3 topics that I'm using to train leaders today. So let's go. Before we jump deeper into the video, be sure to hit that subscribe button so that you can be one of the first to know whenever I release new content. Many of you know I've been using the quarantine experience to really restart my YouTube channel and to share more quality content with other leaders like you. This video is actually a part of the July Creators Challenge, 1 video a day for the month of July. Now, I haven't posted a video every single day, but by the time the challenge is over, I will have produced 31 videos in the month of July. Shout out to my boy, Elroy Byam, for really getting this challenge started and really lighting a fire under me to keep going. Now, I haven't always talked about the July Creator Challenge in every video that I have produced in July, but that's what it's been a part of. So the prompt for this video is to share with our community the things that we're working on. I thought this would be the perfect time to talk about the topics that I'm using to train leaders on right now. I say right now because as months roll by, the topics change as it relates to the emphasis for my leadership training and my leadership development programs. This is important because you want to scratch where people are itching. And as leaders, we get locked into a role, we get locked into a framework, we get locked into a perspective, and we don't always take the time to evaluate if what we're doing at the time is actually effective for our organizations and if it's the best use of our time. So over the years, my training topics have changed. I've shared on this channel that my professional speaking career started in 2013 at the University of Louisville, and I have made pivots and adjustments along the way. So in this season of life right here, I want to share with you the topics that are most requested and the topics that comprise my training menu at the time. I've used these topics in both in-person and virtual trainings and workshops. Before I jump into the topic, I gotta let you know about a book project that I'm working on. So my next book is Leading While, well, I'm not gonna release the title yet, but my first book was Leading While Green, How Emerging Leaders Can Ripen into Effective Leaders. And then the follow-up to Leading While Green is Leading While Scared, How to Find the Courage to Keep Going. The book that continues in this leading series is about finding focus in 4 distinct areas of your life. I can't wait to finish the content of this book and release it to you, building an assessment on the topic as well so that leaders can learn and grow from this new content. I'm super excited about it, and you know I'm going to talk about it in an upcoming video, so stay tuned for more details. So here's what I'm talking about, and these are in no particular order. One of the topics that has been requested a lot during this time of life is my session on courageous leadership. That session is built off of my book, Leading While Scared, How to Find the Courage to Keep Going, and I talk about how to become a courageous leader and how to activate the courage that you need to keep going. This session is about dealing with crisis, dealing with change, dealing with uncertain times, and recognizing that as a leader, when your organization hits rough times, people are going to look to you. They're going to look to you for direction. They're going to look to you for some sense of assurance. They're going to look to you for support. And the worst thing that you can do as a leader in uncertain times is to be silent and to be absent. Talk about the strategies that you need to activate your courage so that people can learn to trust your leadership in times of uncertainty, in times of change, in times of crisis. Another topic that I'm talking about is navigating your internal staff. And if we were to have your family sit down on the couch and just talk about how your family has grown and changed over the years, we would observe that everyone in your family has taken a different role. There's a person in your family who's the strong one, who's not afraid of anything. There might be a person in your family that just loves to show off. There's a person in your family that loves to tell jokes and everything is funny to them. There's the person in your family that no matter how hard they try, they can't seem to impress anyone. There's the person in your family that no matter what they do, people always will see them as the favorite. We would talk about how these titles or categories came about and how they've impacted the family over the years. And in many cases, people assume certain roles just to survive the family dynamic. Now, that happens more than just with your external family. It happens with your internal family as well. You'll recognize that inside of us, we assume different roles. At times, when we put on these different hats, it helps us navigate uncomfortable situations. If we're not careful and if we don't manage them, they can get us into a lot of trouble. And this is really a hybrid of looking at personal reflection and professional growth and looking at self-leadership and the different roles you're assuming. Really insightful training and keynote dealing with emotional intelligence and self-leadership and applicable to everyone on how to deal with your internal staff. A third topic that I'm training on is how to leverage the strengths of your team using the DISC assessment. I am a certified DISC facilitator and coach. I love taking teams through the DISC journey. In many cases, we'll do a one-on-one session, a debrief of that assessment, and then all the people on the team, we bring them together and talk about how the strengths are distributed across the organization. It's always an insightful experience when I take teams on the DISC journey. What's different about how I train with this specific tool is that a lot of times when you take an assessment, we give it to you and say, hey, go be a better person in the world. But this is really other-centered. It's really focused on, now that you know a little bit more about yourself, how can you recognize some of those similarities in other people, and how can you leverage those strengths and also work to be better understanding of a person's unique style. So I love doing those sessions. Those are great for team building, great for communication, great for emotional intelligence, even great for helping teams navigate difficult times as they're trying to figure out why each person on the team is responding in a different way. So I'm talking about how to be a courageous leader, how to navigate your internal staff, and how to leverage the strengths of your team using the power of the DISC assessment. As we roll into 2021, my topics of emphasis will change. But do you know what's not changing anytime soon? My commitment to helping leaders like you courageously begin the journey to personal and professional transformation. That's why I keep sharing things on this channel as it relates to growing as a leader and your leadership journey. So I want to hear from you in your leadership role, in your leadership capacity. What are some of the things that you're working on? What's the book idea or training or nonprofit or entrepreneurial venture? What are you working on? Share that in the comments and I'll provide as much support as I possibly can. But it's very important as a leader, as you continue to grow, to take stock, to take some inventory, to take some time to review what you're working on. And is it actually making a difference? Is it actually being effective? And when are the moments that you need to pivot and work on something else?